everyone, it's Lauren Stark and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm in our newest signature listing, which is a studio way high up on the 37th floor. And what I want to talk about today is things you should know if you're buying a hotel condo. I've gotten a lot of requests for this video, so I'm going to do it today. But first, really quickly, let me show you this view. Way high up on the 37th floor, one floor from the top. We're in a penthouse unit, so we have 10-foot ceilings in here, which really does make a difference. And we are facing the mountain side, so this would be considered a mountain view. Mountain view units end in even numbers. That's how you know if it's a mountain unit. But I actually really like this view, especially from the 37th floor. It's really bright. I love the mountains, and the airport is so fun to watch. And if you come up to the window here a little bit closer, you can also see Topgolf and then all the pool areas for MGM. So it's a really nice, pretty open view. I will make sure to post the listing link for this particular listing down below. So here are the basic things that you should know if you're interested in buying a hotel condo. The first thing that you need to know is that they need to be all cash purchases. There is really no financing for hotel condos, and it really dried up about in 2008 when we had the credit crash. And since then, there's really been no financing. There are a few specialty lenders who can lend in a one-bedroom unit because the one-bedrooms have full kitchens. However, they're not insured by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, so it's a specialty loan program. The down payment requirement for one bedroom would be much higher than, a normal secondary home purchase in the 30 to 40% range. And also your interest rates are going to be higher, and you'll be on an adjustable program. There's no 30 fixed locked interest rate loan program for hotel condos. And if you're buying a studio, you must be all cash. Every once in a while, you can come across a unit in which the owner will do financing, like an owner will carry. So if you are looking for financing, that's something that we can look for specifically for you. But since 2008, hotel condos, they've all been sold for cash. The second question that I get asked all the time about purchasing a hotel condo is, how much money am I going to make? So that is a question that we as real estate agents cannot answer for you. What we can do is we can sell you the real estate in the great location with the beautiful views, but we can't guarantee any type of rental revenue that will be generated if you opt to put your unit in the rental program. Keep in mind that any rental program is completely optional. Whether or not it cash flows, it really, really depends. You have to understand that the room rates fluctuate all the times. You have a lot of options as far as rental programs, depending on which building you're in, whether you choose to go with on-site management or third-party management, whether you choose to find a 6-month tenant or a 3-month tenant. So there's a lot of variables that come into play. And now that we are in COVID, this year has been very challenging for hotel condos, and they have definitely seen a softening in prices due to the lower occupancy and the lower room rates and things of that nature. What we can do is request any rental statements for any particular unit that you may be interested in if they are in a rental program, so that you can assess for yourself and see the revenue that is generated from a particular unit. Okay. Let's talk about rental companies. So you have a couple of options. You can either utilize on-site management, you can use a third-party management, or you can Airbnb. And keep in mind that Airbnb or third-party management is only allowed in certain hotel condo buildings. Signature MGM, Vdara, and Palms Place will allow you to utilize third-party management or Airbnb it. However, Trump and the Platinum do not allow outside management. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping hotel condos. If you utilize on-site management, they're going to charge about 60%. Once you factor in all those fees, the cut is about 60% to them and 40% to you. If you utilize third-party management, there's a couple of different companies, and the split is a little bit more favorable. However, sometimes from my experience, what I've seen is the rooms take a little bit more of a beating. When you, over time, they look a little bit rough around the edges, whereas if you utilize on-site management, usually those units are in pristine condition because they will come in and see if things start to look a little bit rough around the edges, they'll be able to replace those things. If you are opting to purchase one of these for Airbnb, that's usually going to be the best bet as far as, rental revenue, because there's not going to be a very hefty split involved in sharing with outside management. However, that is going to require you to be able to make the reservations, get the room cleaned, and it kind of serves as a full-time job to be able to coordinate all the bookings and the reservations and things like that. But for those who are looking to Airbnb, then I would highly recommend you look in MGM, Palms Place, or Vdara, because you can do quite nicely. From the clients who I've sold units to who opt to go that route, they've done pretty nicely. Another option for rental that a lot of people don't think about with these types of properties is a longer term type rental. So we have World Series of Poker every year, and there's always people who need a 6-week rental or an 8-week rental, a 12-week rental, 6-month rental. So that's always an option for hotel condos, which most people don't really think about doing. However, if you have a 6-month tenant, then your revenue is going to be fixed for 6 months. So that's kind of a nice way to go about renting. There won't be as much fluctuation within your monthly rental revenue. Can you change the furnishings? This question is twofold. Yes, you can change the furnishings. However, if you change the furnishings, then your condo will not be eligible for on-site rental management, as it won't conform to the standards of all the rest of the units. So they like to make sure that all the units conform and are up to the same standards so that there's some consistency. If you change the finishings or furnishings of the unit, then you would have to opt into Airbnb or third-party management. Third-party management, they won't care if you change your furnishings. They'll be able to rent them just fine. I've sold a couple units in MGM in which they've been completely customized, and the carpet has been ripped out, hard surface floors go in, and the couches get a little bit of an update, a little bit more current, a little bit more modern. I think they look really, really cool. But like I said, you will not be eligible to place your unit in on-site rental program management. So let's talk about fees. HOA dues on a hotel condo are quite pricey. Typically for a studio unit, they're going to range from the $500 to $675 mark. One bedrooms are going to range from about $1,000 to $1,300 for the one bedroom units per month. So just keep that in mind. They're about double that of a residential building. The other thing you will need to have if you choose to put your unit in a rental program of any kind is you're going to need to have a liability policy of insurance, about $1 million liability policy, which is smart even if you're Airbnb-ing, and those policies will run about $1,000 a year. You will maintain all your utilities. So electricity is billed directly to you. On a studio unit, they're pretty minimal, maybe $30 to $50 a month. For a one bedroom, you can double that fee, but obviously you have no control of who's coming into your unit and whether they're utility conscious or not. So just keep in mind that utilities are on you as the owner to pay for. Another fee to keep in mind is a transient rental fee, and that is a fee for any type of short-term rental. Whether you're using on-site management, Airbnb, or third party, that fee will apply. Every building is different, so every building has its own structure and its own set of fees. So reach out to me and let me know which building you're interested in, and I can break it down a little bit more in detail to you. But there will be a transient rental fee of a couple $100 a month for a studio, and it's a little bit more for a 1-bedroom for any type of short-term rental. And lastly, let's talk about why people buy a hotel condo. So a lot of people love the fact that they come to Vegas all the time, and they want to have one particular place where they can come and it feels like theirs, and they can come enjoy and use their place, keep their belongings locked up in the owner's closet, be able to enjoy and use the unit while generating some revenue. All these properties for the hotel condos are in fantastic locations. So you really have access to everything. You can walk to the Strip. You can enjoy everything that Vegas has to offer. And even with COVID times and even with lesser occupancy, it's still really fun, and there's still a lot of fun things to do and things that are open. So that's one of the reasons that people love hotel condos, is the location, the fact that they can maybe cover some of their expenses while having a second home, and all the services and amenities that these buildings have to offer. It feels really luxurious, especially when you drive through MGM and you walk into Trump Towers, or if you go to Palm's Place, it feels really cool, and it's something that feels like your own. You also are not forced to rent your unit. So if you just love the location of these buildings and like all the services and amenities that are attached, you absolutely can keep it for yourself, and you don't have to rent it. All you would be responsible for are your HOA dues, but there would be no transient fees or anything else like that. I hope you found this video helpful. As I mentioned earlier, all the buildings are a little bit different, and they all have their own policies of which they adhere to for rental program. So just feel free to contact me, thestarkteam@gmail.com, and I can always share more insight and information. Thanks so much as always for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.